about 3 years ago, I was panicking quite consistently. Me panicking, never heard of it. Like literally, it's a canon event. But about 3 years ago, I was really panicking, wondering where I would be in 2023 because I was like, there's going to be a new Sims game out soon. What are we going to do? And like, I'm really struggling with like the idea of moving my content over. It's 2023. We're still on The Sims 4. Which leads me to question, what even is the future of The Sims 4? Because I thought she would be gone dead and buried by now. Like, I thought we would be on the next life stage of the Sims franchise. That's how it's always been. The Sims 4 is coming up to a 10-year anniversary soon, which makes me want to recheck my dates because 10 years of one Sims game is so different than anything. I mean, different's not always bad. In my mind, it is. I'm working on that. But different doesn't always mean bad. In this circumstance, and with the way The Sims 5's going, I'm perplexed. I'm just perplexed. So as I was watching Call the Midwife last night, as my dad affectionately calls, don't call the midwife, and men just like to be confrontational, I suppose. I was drafting what I actually think the future of The Sims 4 could look like. Not only what I think it could look like, but what I want it to look like. Like this, please, please, please. I just think these are some ideas. I kind of done a myriad of things. Don't know if that's a term, guys. I've never been one to know what the words are. I just like to use them in sentences, and I just hope that it works. First off, for timeline, as you can see, my notes on timeline are very short because, like I said, I already expected it to be done. I don't see The Sims 5 or any future version of The Sims 5 out for a while yet. Few years while, which is scary to me. I would say 2025 at the earliest is my prediction for when Project Renee or whatever she is comes out. In the meantime, what else can be done? I feel like so many topics have already been discovered. We've had, I mean, literally the amount of kits and stuff packs and game packs and expansion packs we have, I am drowning in them. But I do think that there are still some untapped themes. Oh, there's my light. If you look closely, you'll be able to see. No, you can't see me. There's me. You can kind of see me. But yeah, I do think that there's some untapped themes. So the first one, I've got to say hotels. We had them in The Sims 3. They were kind of like a rabbit hole situation. I didn't get to play with them in The Sims 3 that much, so my knowledge of them is not great because Island Paradise just did not work for me, has never been able to work for me, no matter what computer I've been on, so I've never fully got to experience hotels, which is also why I'm rooting for you in The Sims 4, because I would love to see them in The Sims 4. But then the thing is, what do I associate with hotels? Holidays, perhaps? But then we already have a world where I could see hotels working in like Tartosa, and we've already got Solani. Would I be opposed to another beach world? Not if it was a really big fleshed out beach world, but like I said, we do already have 2 of these things already. Maybe not big and maybe not fleshed out, but beach worlds nonetheless, my darlings. So then I was thinking, well, what other places can I think of like hotels being at? Hotels are everywhere, obviously. But if we form a pack around it, maybe a big city. But then in a big city, where are you going to live? Apartment. If you already own city living, then what are you paying for? You know, if apartments got released in this. I mean, I know we have apartments in Eco Lifestyle, but that was also something else that was a big thing during the time of Eco Lifestyle. So then I was like, okay, so beach themed, it could be done, but it's already been done. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would like to see untapped things being brought to the forefront with packs. Apartments, I wouldn't want a hotel to just be like an apartment either. So then I was thinking, well, maybe, but for hotels, like if we're introducing hotels as a concept, I know expansion packs usually come with worlds, but what if we scrapped the world? Just ignore the world. We include like a hotel, not as a rabbit hole, but as an actual buildable place. And you could have like 5-star hotels, obviously, that are really expensive. But then you could also have a motel. You could have a fixer-upper. So basically just the ability to customize any type of hotel that you want, with also the ability to run them and also the ability to stay at them. And you could hire people, you could hire maids, you could have goals like have a pool, get feedback from the guests and everything. So I think maybe scrapping the world, but also including non-rabbit hole hotels that you can edit and customize to your liking. And then I thought, well, what could make this into an actual expansion pack rather than just a game pack? To be honest, even a game pack with just the hotels, I would pay for it to be an expansion pack. You could have food there, but then I thought, well, dine out is already a thing. So if you're going to be paying to dine out at a hotel, I mean, dine out could be incorporated with this. It could have cross-pack compatibility. But then thought, well, what about buffets and all you can eat? And I thought, well, this is something that hasn't really been out so far in The Sims. I know we've got like the catering things where you can hire people to cater, but this is different. What if we could have buffets like we had in previous Sims games, and you could even place them in your own home. It wouldn't have to be just locked at hotels, and you could come up and, you know, do this. But then also if you had dine out, you could also have a restaurant in your hotel. That's an idea. And then also hotel activities or like sightseeing activities could also come with it. I don't just mean like take a walk across the trail. I do think that they're nice ideas, you know. I just want things that I can actually watch my Sims do, because for me, if you're going to walk across a trail, I could just keep clicking, go here, go here, go here. Do you know what I mean? It's not actually a new form of gameplay. So I was like, well, what about hopscotch? You know, when you're bored at a hotel and you're like, let's do something together, or like put on a show, different types of activities to do around the thing. Pools for me are a big feature of hotels. Like if a hotel's got a pool, will I use it? No, too shy. But love the idea of it. Do you know what I mean? New pool activities, Marco Polo, perhaps in the pool, perhaps swimming competition in the pool. We've also got like the surf and turf thing from The Sims 3. We could incorporate things like that. Just activities to do together as a group. It doesn't even have to be family. Do you know what I mean? I will always fight for family rights in The Sims, but it doesn't even have to be families. Like you could have I'm still upset that hen parties and bachelor parties never got included in growing together, but you could have hen parties at this hotel, because the hotels often have conference centers. So many different things that you could do with hotels. It doesn't just have to be based around a world. And in fact, I think it's better if it isn't based around a world, because then you've got so much room for there's so much room for activities, but there's so much options to be able to do all of these different things and incorporate new forms of gameplay that we haven't had so far in The Sims 4 that we are lacking, like group activities, the buffet. I love a buffet. One thing about me, I will literally turn down any meal in order to get a buffet. Love a buffet. Absolutely love it. And I will only get chips, and I will still love it. Feel really strongly about buffets. I'm an all-you-can-eat type of bitch. All of the activities, obviously, but I also really just want to hone in on like the idea of a fixer-upper or hotel or a 5-star hotel, but being able to customize every single thing, not just click on an object and click upgrade and now your business is upgraded, but actually having to go in and renovate, kind of like Dream Home Decorator, not as regimented as that. Still having the freedom to decorate it how you want, but maybe like the quality of beds that you have makes your rating higher, or how you handle your guests makes your rating higher. Oh, you could make the Trixie Motel in The Sims 4. Are you shitting my dick? You could do that. The options for it, guys. Oh. I've just thought of another one that you could add to, like, obviously, because we could have 2 new lot types, right? 1, hotel, obviously. Maybe more than 1. 2, motel, obviously. 3, this is purely self-serving, an update on museums. Which this is not the first time I'm going to mention an update on museums, but I just thought, like, sightseeing and stuff like that. Maybe a gallery. Fucking boring, though. Next up, another thing that we haven't really been able to experience so far in The Sims 4, and I actually think this one is really likely. Hotels, I'm like, they might do it, they might not do it. I could see it going either way. I could definitely see them, though, including a fairies game pack. We've had werewolves, vampires, spellcasters, justice for the fairies. I could really see them becoming a thing in The Sims 4. Do I trust the Sims team to do fairies well? I actually really do. Werewolves, that pack fucking slayed, unfortunately. Like, I'm not 100% behind the design of werewolves in The Sims 4. It might be some people's cup of tea. It's not mine, and that's okay. What I didn't like in like the actual aesthetic design of werewolves, they really made up for it in gameplay. The gameplay I enjoyed so much, and honestly, even though spellcasters fell a little bit flat, the vampire world fell a little bit flat, the gameplay of these characters, or like the different occults, is really good. I really enjoy it. I mean, I could see a fairies game pack. The only thing I wish that they would do with this type of thing is maybe not including a world. A lot of the times the world is so small that you can't actually really do anything with it, and you can't even really play any game in that context. I'd say the one that done it the best was maybe Forgotten Hollow, just because it is so themed and it feels a little bit bigger than the others, but there's nothing there. But then also it's a world, I don't know. I just think that the worlds are so small. I've said it before, I wish they would kind of like include all of the worlds together, like expand a world like they did in The Sims 1. I really wish they would do something like that. I think that would be the best for it, and you could have these different districts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will include images on screen. So this one is the base world that you would get for The Sims 1. If you had the Unleashed expansion pack, it unlocked this part of the world. So still, if you didn't have these, it wouldn't really impact how your game looked. But then if you had them, it would unlock certain parts. And that's what I really think they should do with these supernatural worlds, or these really small themed worlds. Just kind of group them all together and then unlock different parts of it. I kind of trust them to do it well. One idea that I thought could be cool is, Obviously, we have fairy homes in The Sims 3. It looks pretty much like a letterbox and your Sims can go in there, but you can't actually go in with them. It's just a rabbit hole. And I thought one thing that could be really cool is, I don't know how it would work. Like, I don't know if this would even be possible. If you still had these fairy homes, so they were tiny, but you can enter them and decorate them, and it kind of teleports you to a basement, because I understand there couldn't be like scenery around it because it would be like really zoomed in. But if you could enter them like a basement, it was a secret room that you could decorate. I think that could be a really cool thing. I don't have much to say on fairies, to be honest. Like, would I like them in? Yeah, I'm an occult bitch. I don't often play with them, but I like to look at them. But they have done, for me, all of the occults really well in The Sims 4. I like them. If you don't like occults in The Sims 4, that's okay. If you don't like occults in any of the Sims games, that's okay. I know some people are really against them, but for me, I love anything like that. Love it. And I like how the Sims team do it a lot of the time. It's almost like a childish kind of, like, goofy. I like it when the Sims is goofy. I'm kind of throwing shit at a wall and hoping something sticks, you know? And that's what I do with a lot of things in my life. That's how a lot of video ideas come to fruition in my brain. Hear me out. Another activity-based pack. Hear me out like Strangerville. Hear me out. Just hear me out. I know that Strangerville was kind of controversial when she came. She was different. She was literally not like the other packs. I think one of the things with Strangerville, one of the things that let it down is that it just ended up being a giant plant at the end. Spoiler. Where I feel like if they would have actually tied it in with like the mother was Bella Goth and you had to rescue her or something, I feel like it would have been received so differently. There was lots of limitations in like the houses and stuff, and I get it. And I'm not 100% sold on this idea either. I'm kind of just putting this idea out there and seeing what you guys think, because I'm not sure how I feel, so I'm kind of resting on you as well to find out how you feel about it. But a murder mystery themed game pack. I'm not sure. I mean, I thought of this in my head and I can't find the words to justify it. When I wrote it, I did think it could be kind of cool. How would it work though? Still part of your game. You can opt in and opt out of it. I mean, to justify like a game pack, it would have to be pretty cool. But I was thinking you could go across your game and like, it picks one person from who you know to be murdered, and then you've got to investigate loads of different people and attend events at different places. It could be good to utilize a lot of the lots that already exist in the game. Murder at the museum. Bringing in the museum again. I'm in my history era. It could be cool. I'm not too sure how sold I am on the idea. You know, guys, I don't know. And they have to figure out who murdered it. Basically like Cluedo, or Clue as the Americans call it, and you have to kind of figure it out. Oh, guys, I don't know. I just don't know where else the Sims can go at this point. I feel like I'm getting blood from a stone trying to think of these ideas. The comments like, babe, you could have said this, you could have said this, you could have said this, and you have the fucking murder mystery. I'm trying. Speaking of history though, my final one, unless it's something else fucking ridiculous comes in. Oh wait, no, I do have one final thing after this. History themed pack. Right. Obviously, I would love The Sims 4 Medieval. You know, I would absolutely love that. I would literally, I'm actually really begging for it. So like, if anybody happens to see this and like, they maybe potentially have the power to be like, hey, higher ups at EA, you know what we should really do? The Sims 4 Medieval. Do I think that the chances of anyone seeing this and doing that high? No. But you know what, babe? I'm going to shoot. I'm not throwing away my shot. I would love Sims 4 Medieval. I'm literally sweating with excitement just talking about it. One thing that I think could be good is a history themed pack. Not like Into the Future, although In the Future is kind of cool. Not my most played pack. Into the Future for me is kind of a pack that's good for a video rather than like a pack that's good for actual gameplay. Unless you fucked with it. If you fucked with it, then I'm fucking with you because you're fucking with me. A history themed pack, but in a way that could be usable, because if we had another Journey to Batu situation, I'm not sure the longevity of it. And one thing I had an issue with in The Sims 3, when things like Dragon Valley, when I had that installed, yes, it was limited to that one town, but all of the objects and clothing weren't. And I thought, well, a way to go around this, even though some people might fuck with that, I think I could fuck with that. Also, it could be annoying if I was playing like a Modern Family. Modern Family, Blair, love Cam, love Mitch, love Gloria. Anyway, is a historical town, but like in the modern day could be a workaround of it, and it could have a historical town and buildings. So many parts of Europe are really, really, really old. Obviously, I mean, the world's old, you know, she's not 2023 years old. But I was thinking the opportunity for build buy for that would be absolutely unbelievable, because it is something that we're lacking. I know that we're getting a medieval themed kit, but I still think it could be really good for a game pack or an expansion pack, but I don't know if there'd be enough to fill an expansion pack with it. And then also there could be a new holiday or a new festival And it could be a Ren fair. Can you imagine your Sims all getting dressed up in the medieval stuff and like all the activities that could come with that? You could do like fake sword fighting, pow pow, and so many different things. And like elven, you could dress up and there'd be the opportunity for activities. Again, that's what I'm looking for every single time. I'm like, how can I make myself not be bored by trying to make my Sims not bored, you know? A Ren fair could be so cool. And already we have so many things like this that happen already. We've got the Spice Festival, the Light Festival. There's so many things that a Ren fair would fit in The Sims 4 perfectly. She would be so good. And it could be on a massive field. Oh, it would be beautiful. And there could be stalls that you could buy different things at. I would be down with it. There could be a new career as well. Historian. I'm not sure if this would be active or not. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say no to it being active. I would love to be a historian. I think it could be really good. Once again, bringing in the idea of museums. There's something in my brain, darling. I'm just laying the planters and hoping that the seeds sprout. Museums could get an overhaul. Oh my God. I just love museums to have an overhaul. And there could be field trips to the museum, but you have to actually go with your kids and actually do stuff. Kids don't do enough during their school day in The Sims 4, and I really do believe that. And do you know what they could be doing? Being at the museum, and I would love to be at the museum. Another thing that I just want to show in, this one's really, really small because I don't really have much to say about it. Free Time 2.0. Why am I saying this? Purely for activities. Ballet, perhaps, ballerina. You could fix up a car, although that would, I mean, cars would need to be, you know what, fuck it, add cars to the list. The final thing that I thought about, The Sims 4 is going to be 10 years old next year. 10 years old. That's like, she's a decade old. So I was thinking, what could they do for the 10-year anniversary? What could I see being introduced? I think, first off, no hot tub. If they give us a hot tub for the 10-year anniversary, guys, I swear, oh, I think that would be my last straw. I think that would be. I would be like, you know what? There's no hope for me. That hot tub would end me. I would drown myself in the tub. I wouldn't really. That's a joke, obviously. But I could see them. I mean, I would like to see them do a kind of Create a Sim overhaul. Because I feel like we've had stuff added to Create a Sim. We've had pronouns, the ability to change gender and everything like that. And I think that's fantastic. But for the aesthetics and like, they're all quite hidden away. The aesthetics, we haven't really had much of a change. Things I would like to see changed is a draggable UI in terms of so you could control how many columns you could see at one time. Favoriting items. I mentioned all of this in another video. The ability to add more traits and also more random traits. I would like to see that added in. I think that could be really cool. And then outside of Create a Sim, but kind of tied to it as well, I would like to see a personality overhaul, maybe even emotions overhaul as well. I would like to see emotions and personality have more of an impact on gameplay, because at the minute I feel like the only thing emotions really do for me is like impact my Sim's ability to take an angry poop. They don't actually impact how my Sim experiences the world. It's very much me heavy, and I would like to put a lot more pressure on my Sims. But do you know what I mean? I would like to see that kind of stuff overhauled because it's still pretty samey, and I think that could be really fun and a really cool 10-year anniversary gift to me. Well, to all of us, obviously. That's where I would hope the future of The Sims 4 could go. I didn't think that we'd still be here right now, although I do think she's warming on me. I do like to play her. That is everything that I have for you today. Please let me know what you think as well, what updates you could see them bringing in and what updates you would like to bring them in, and if they're the same or if they're different. Like, do you think that they would bring your preferred update or your preferred pack? And if there's any packs that you think I've missed, let me know, babe. Let me know. I love you all so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, bitch.